right here. You just gotta hold on. Yeah. You just gotta hold on. That's how it goes. Shh, 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 shh. You just gotta hold on. Don't have to be sad. Yeah, you just gotta hold on. You just gotta hold on tight. There you go. Morning, everybody. Yeah, she is wearing socks because she had a little bit of a cold, so she's wearing socks. She's in her St. Patrick's Day pajamas and they don't have footies, you know. So I got socks. It's just the sun. Oh, that's why you keep dropping. Dropping it because you're mad that the sun is in your eyes. I see. Okay. Mommy understands him. Mommy's sorry. Mommy was a silly girl. Yeah. Mommy was silly and she is sorry. Yeah. We're hungry, huh? Yeah. You're hungry. I'm hungry, Mother. We are okay, Isabella. We're not tip top, but we are okay. How are you? I think all of those on Pizza Hut should have. I agree. The flip over feet are A+. Oh my gosh, I love the flip over hands and feet thing. What a genius invention. Whoever came up with that, give them a raise. You know, give those. You're doing your nails. What color? Give the flip over footy and hand person a big old raise. Yes, yes, yes. I agree. What a genius invention. But how cute are these little Irish pajamas? Oh, you can't really see them. I'll take her out of them later. I know, she's wearing little socks to keep her feet warm because she's got sniffles. She's got the sniffles, unfortunately. Neutral color. That's cool. I like a good, like, you know, beige nail, honestly. I actually think it looks very classy. I really do. Oh, what do I want? Well, I guess maybe we'll go for the caffeine boost one today because Mommy is like tired. We had quite the day yesterday and quite the night last night, you know. Fox 5 New York. What? Yeah, I hope not, Avery. She started sniffling Friday night. Hopefully it doesn't last long. I want to really deep blue. Ooh, very nice. Or maybe you could do, I don't know how good you are at this. I'm not very good at this, so no judgment. But like, what if you did the pale pink with like, you know how some people do those blue outlines around it so it looks like it's in a comic book? So cool. Someone I follow has nails like that a lot, and they're so beautiful. I could never do it. I think she gets it done professionally. But it looks so cool. If you want to look up the person who has it, her name is Color Me Courtney on Instagram. She always has these nails that are so cool. I love looking at her stuff. She's also a new mom. I followed her longer than she's been a mom, but she's so much more put together fashion-wise than I could ever be. I don't know how she does it while momming. It's magical. Her baby's a couple months older than mine, which makes me wonder how she still gets her nails done. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, okay. I'm sorry you dropped it. I'm sorry. Okay. Mommy's right here. Yeah, mommy's right here. Hello, hello. So yesterday, Sunday, we did not sleep. You made a slime? Oh, that's exciting. What kind of slime? And by we did not sleep on Sunday, I mean starting at 9:30 in the morning yesterday until 9:30 p.m. yesterday, somebody, I won't mention any names, only slept a total of an hour and a half in 3 different segments. I know, yeah. I know, honey, I know. There you go. Yeah, she needs her sleep, yeah. So somebody fought napping all day. Okay, I'll look after this, Roxy. She fought napping all day yesterday, like fought it real hard. And then we took a bath, and then she fell asleep, I want to say around 10:30, which meant that Mommy had to work until midnight, huh? Yeah. Mommy worked until 12:30, and then edited a little bit in bed, and then went to sleep. Yeah. So we are very tired. Very, very tired, Mommy. Yeah. Honey, what are you doing? That part doesn't give you anything. There you go. Good morning. Hey. I wish that, yeah, more coffee for sure. For sure, for sure. Okay, let's see if I can do this. Oh, am I gonna make it? Am I gonna make it with the cup in that hand, or is she gonna kick it out of my hand before I make it all the way to the chair? We're about to find out. Don't kick, sweet girl, don't kick, because Mommy will drop her precious coffee. You're more precious, but you guys are both clowning for Taylor today. Oh, I made it, okay. Hi. You can keep eating. No one's stopping you. No one's stopping you from eating. Literally nobody. Okay, 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 okay. Hey, 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 it's right here. Yeah. So, how's the clowning going, you guys? Yeah, Isabella, they're clowning for Rep TV. Or for an announcement, anyway. Oh, big toots? Is that part of why you were annoyed? You need to get those toots out? That's fair. That's totally fair. Honey, honey, honey. Here, it's right here. I think she's gonna do an anthology Beatles and break their record. Oh, really? Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, me too, Isabella. Me too. Wait, Isabella, it's funny that you say that. Okay, hold on. Okay, okay. Why are we so upset? Okay, 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 okay. Mommy's right here. It's funny, I think you did, Liz. Isabella, it's funny that you say you gave up ages ago, because Liz and I have this conversation all the time where she's like, I'm clowning for Rep today. And I'm like, you go for it, girly. I support you and I want this for you, but I don't have any hope. No hope. No hope. No, it is real. It's such a real feeling. I'm like, hey, look, I'll be thrilled if it happens. I'll celebrate with everyone. I did, and I was actually asleep when it happened, which is pretty rare. I'm usually awake early in the morning, but as we already established, I worked until 12:30 last night. So, um, I worked until 12:30, and then I fell asleep for a little bit, and then because she was finally asleep, which is pretty rare. Well, for yesterday it was rare. She was sleeping for like a long stretch, but that meant that I had to get up at 2:30 and pump so that it didn't miss her feeding. And then she woke up at 5:30 and 8 and then went back to sleep, and then we're up now eating. And she's looking at me like I'm a cray-cray. Hi. Hi. So that's what happened. Next time anyone asks me what's the hardest thing about being a small business owner, I think I've said it a bunch of times, but it's like having to work at midnight, you know? She has to do something. Does she have to do something, Liz? Or are you just hoping she does something? Yum, yum, yum. Yeah. Nom, nom, nom. Are you almost done? Yeah. Do you want to tell them anything interesting? Anything? Anything at all? You're awfully adorable today, but that's every day. My delusion says she has to. She slept 7 hours. Did she sleep 7 hours? No. I think she fell asleep, like, what are you doing? Maybe she did. I'll have to look at the thing, the little tracker thing. I feel like it said like 5.5 hours. I'm not 100% sure, Sloth, but I also can't do math. That's why we use a tracker. What is this? Are you falling asleep? Are you falling asleep on it? Okay. Here, let's have a burp, huh? Let's have a burp. Come here, my sweet angel. Let's have a burp. Look at these adorable PJs that she has for St. Patrick's Day. Okay, still pretty good. Yeah, no, it's great. If I could have slept also, yeah, that would have been phenomenal. But I was up working and then pumping. But this baby, see, I can't even speak. This baby is part Irish, and I have a very dear friend who is completely Irish, and sent her this because my friend Tamra loves to dress up for St. Patrick's Day. It's like her favorite thing. She goes all out every year. So she sent this to our sweet baby to celebrate with her. Yeah, that's right. Tamra sent you this. Oh, good burp. That was nice. Excellent work. Yeah, excellent burp. Can mommy have a sip of coffee, do you think, or will you get mad? Sloth, she has the best clothes because all of my friends and family just like showered us with them. It was so kind. Like, I've only bought her like 3 things total, clothes-wise. I mean, except for like the basics, obviously. Hi. Are you feeling better today? Are you feeling like maybe you want to sleep through book club? It would be really good for you. You would feel phenomenal today if you slept through book club. It's not that we don't want to have you with us. We just think that you'll feel better. While I am reconfiguring my sweet darling, does anyone, and we will read in just a second, but does anyone have any suggestions other than, and I'm going to list the things we've already done. So she has a stuffy nose. She doesn't have any other symptoms, just a stuffy nose. We've done steam room. We've done humidifier on all day. We've done saline drops and the nose sucker. Was it not having book club yesterday that threw her off? Yes, I think so, Jen. I think so. Yes, I'm going with that. 100%. She is one of us. She's like, you threw off my whole schedule, you guys. I know, honey. I know. I agree with you. It's awful. What was I thinking? But we had such good playtime yesterday morning. I really thought she was going to sleep all day. I think at this point it's time. What's time? Oh, give it time. Oh. Becca, you have to understand my brain is all not here. I think you're right. I think she just needs time. She has no other symptoms and her snot is clear in color, so she doesn't have anything serious. But she is a little stuffy. Why not, Roxy? Do it. No one's gonna stop you. Yeah. I just needed one day of a break to spend with Secret Husband and this girl, huh? We have Sundays in bed and we still read, but we read there. Yeah. We spend Sunday mornings in bed with our coffee reading like a family. Oh, you're so beautiful. Hi, my angel. You're in a good mood. Is it because you slept so well? Hi. Yeah. Are you ready to read about haunted houses? Let's do it. You hate reading aloud. Oh, listen, you're her mommy, you know best, and you'll know what she needs. Yeah, no, she definitely isn't, it isn't doctor visit. Are either of you allergic to something she encountered? Actually, yes. Secret Husband is allergic to cats, and his friend came over the other day and met her, and they have like 6 cats, literally 6, that's not a joke. And he actually mentioned that. He was like, I wonder if there was like cat hair on their clothes and they held her, you know? He did mention that, actually, Jen, because he's pretty allergic to cats, and they have a lot of them. Yeah, could you be allergic to kitties also? That would be so sad. You'd be so heartbroken, huh? Because you want a kitty, huh? Your daddy can't have a kitty. Yeah. She could be allergic to cats or anything. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, it could be dander from them. Yeah. Oh, are you so sad about being allergic to kitties? So sad. Yeah, that's true, Liz. I don't think it would go this long. Maybe it's something else. Who knows? We haven't taken her outside since she got stuffy. Like, we didn't even take her to the farmer's market Saturday morning because I didn't want her to be outside in the wind. I was shamed out of reading aloud in school. Really? That's horrific, Roxy. I'm so sorry about that. That's truly terrible. It did give me nerves in school. Like, I was the kid in school who, you know how sometimes there would be like the thing where the teacher would have you guys go and like read in a row. Like in high school, everyone would have to read. I would count the people ahead of me to try to like practice the paragraph that I had to read ahead. I was that nervous kid. I was like, okay, there's 5 people ahead of me. What's 5 paragraphs from now? And then I practiced it over and over again in my mind. If it's been days like Becca said that I would vote she has a cold. Yeah, it started Friday night during book club, actually. Or no, book club's the wrong word. During Slam Live. You counted in practice too. Yeah, okay, so we all did that. Okay, it's not just me. I mean, I didn't think it was just me, but like it's all of us. It's a universal experience here in book club. Yeah. Yeah. You don't have to do that though. Mommy's gonna teach you. It was only a few years ago. I know, Isabella, you're so young, but wonderful. We love you anyway. So we're going to teach you not to be nervous in the way that our mommies forgot to teach us. Mommy's going to teach you to read aloud so that it doesn't scare you. Mommy's going to teach you cold reading. Mommy got really good at it. See, Mommy cold reads every day now, and so she can teach you how to do it. That's right. Are you going to sneeze? The sun's in your eyes. You look like you're about to sneeze. Bless you. Yeah. Mommy has the sun sneezies too. Yeah, Mommy has it too. Yeah. How are you feeling, my sweet angel? Hey, Sydney, how are you? I did give her that. Isn't that sad? That's why I would like to do it on Sundays. Do it as practice, Roxy. I think that's great. I think that's a great thing to practice. She seems like a very happy baby. She's such a happy baby, Ella. You're totally right. She's a really, really happy baby. I'm in the last year of secondary school. Like, that's what... yes. It's high school for America, Isabella. Yeah. No, I completely understand. Isabella, I got worried long past where you are now, so don't stress. Don't stress. Okay, do you want... Bless you. Yeah. Bless you. Do you want to come out for a little bit and lay on Mommy's lap? You might want to. You look like you're in that kind of mood, huh? Are you in a good mood? Are you in a good mood? You want to show everyone you're cutesy? Could I see here her hand? Oh, yeah, of course. Baby boo-boo. Hold on. I need to reorganize my existence. Oh, let's see. Are we going to have our hands? Let's get our hands. Beep-boop, beep-boop. Oh, Baba. Lift it up. And she does not want to stretch her arm out right now. You're looking at me like I'm cuckoo for Cocoa. She's like, what are you doing? I'm sorry, honey. I'm so sorry, sweetheart. I was trying to show Roxy your hand. Oh, her palm. You know what? She is not letting... Let's see. Oh, I don't know. She's not letting me turn it right now. She's fisted and she does not want to open her hand. If she opens it, I will pull it up. Okay, let's read. Reorganize my existence. Let's read. Okay. Okay, we're on chapter 5, sweet girl. Are you ready? What do you, oh, good toots. How do you feel about chapter 5? Good? Okay, here we go. Chapter 5. Oh, I'm going to actually read the last, I know, she's like, what are you doing, Mom? I'm going to read the last sentence of the previous chapter. Right, Roxy? It's so cute. Becca said she wants pajama pants like these, and I agree. Yes, hi. I'm going to read the last sentence of the previous chapter because it goes together so well, which we learned last time. Louise couldn't help herself. She leaned over the passenger seat, looked out the window at Mark's red face, and I said, suck it, Louise admitted to everyone. And I may have flipped him the bird, and then I kind of went blank, but he was going to throw everything away, including Mom and Dad, if I hadn't shown up. Louise looked down at the creased and mangled death certificate sticking out of her purse. Through her peripheral vision, she watched her cousins Constance and Mercy, their mom, Aunt Gail, and finally Aunt Gail's mom, Aunt Honey. She waited for them to pass judgment. Well, what a raging asshole, Constance proclaimed. Language, Aunt Gail warned, and everyone waited for Aunt Honey to give an opinion. She'd outlived her entire generation and showed no signs of slowing down. She still dyed her hair blonde, and every morning she put on full makeup. She wore a ring on every finger, and even though she had to rub her swollen knuckles with Vaseline to get the rings to slide on. Can you believe that, sweet girl? What a crazy lady. This is my house, Aunt Honey said, and I don't want anyone calling anyone else an a-hole when what they mean to say is asshole. That includes you, Gail. You say what you mean in this house, or you get out. Okay, I love Aunt Honey. I've decided I love her in this moment. All right, well, Mark's a total asshole, Constance revised. No one argued. Louise tried to relax. She hated losing control, but maybe she'd only been a little bit over the top. Aunt Honey let out a long sigh. Oh, it's a shame. He was such a talented boy. Louise remembered Mark's plays. She didn't know if he was talented or not, but he certainly had been in a lot of them. Her mom felt deeply validated that Mark had gone into theater like her. She ran lines with him when he got the part of Dopey in Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, even though Dopey didn't have any lines. She attended every performance, and she gave notes, and they all had to dress up for his opening nights like they were gala premieres. He went downhill after he dropped out of BU, Mercy said. One of my girlfriend's daughters said all they do at BU is party and drugs. I know what drugs are, Gail said, skinny and angular, perched on the edge of her tail like a large heron. Her hands were folded in her lap, wearing a black turtleneck with the words, praise him, bedazzled in gold on the front. What? What's going on? What's going on, huh? What's going on? You keep pushing yourself further and further away. Oh, yeah? Yeah? What else? Mama's on drugs, Constance asked in mock horror. Oh, if you've got drugs, share, Aunt Honey barked. Mercy and Constance laughed with their grandmother, and Aunt Gail pursed her lips. They all had the same strong jaw and pointed chin as Louise's mom, and the same small bones, except for Constance. Where did Constance come from, anyway? And the same sense of humor. She'd been worried that things would be different without her mom here, but family stayed family. I'm getting some wine, Mercy said, standing up. Who else wants some? Me, Aunt Honey said. Just a little, Aunt Gail said, holding her thumb and forefinger an inch apart, and Mercy headed for the kitchen. This felt familiar, at least. In San Francisco, people only grudgingly uncorked a bottle of wine at parties. Well, what do you want to say, honey? What do you want to say? And they always had multiple non-alcoholic options. You don't want to be down there anymore? You don't look distressed. You look happy. You just trying to talk? You look like you're in a good mood. You look happy. What's that about? Yeah. I see that you have a boogie deep in there, and Mommy bought a booger snatcher that she's going to use for the first time today. Yeah, we're going to use that booger snatcher and get it out. She does just want to chat. I know, her little voice is so cute, right? She's got the best voice. I hope that she sings. Are you going to sing with Mommy? Can you say, ooh? You like that, huh? Yeah, you like that. Can you say, you did it, good job, honey, good job. Go, ooh, ooh. You say, ooh. No, you're done with me? Okay. She says, just snuggles, please. Yeah, right? Oh, honey. She's telling you all about how she loves Mommy's book club. Like, she does love book club. It's been her whole life. Her whole life has been book club, huh? Yeah, that's right. Okay. 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 Shall we go back to reading? Yeah. We'll read another chapter. Here they just assumed that you were drinking the second you sat down, and for that, Louise was grateful. She wanted the wine to help her ignore the feeling her mom was going to come in the door any moment. Good head lifting. She and her cousins spent entire summers in Aunt Honey's banged-up beach house when they were kids, but coming back for the first time in 2 years made Louise see every carpet stain and notice how much the outside needed paint. Aunt Honey's skin hung looser from her neck and jaw, and Aunt Gail's hands looked like a bundle of sticks tied together with blue veins. Yeah, Becca loves you. She says she loves you so much. That's a gross visual that her hands are held together by veins. Ugh, yuck, it's a bundle of sticks. She is. She's telling her own story. What story do you want to tell? What story do you want to tell? I know, it was not a picture we needed. Her cousins had a web of lines around their eyes, and Mercy's neck had gone thin and stringy and reminded Louise of what she saw when she looked in the mirror. Constance, on the other hand, was almost 6 feet tall and still looked as thick and substantial as someone who got in fights at bars. Louise, Aunt Honey snapped her fingers to get her attention. What's your brother's number? I've got Mark's number, me ma, Constance said before Louise could pick up her phone. Well, you dial him, and you give it here, Aunt Honey barked, pointing at her portable phone on the massive sideboard in the kitchen door. Oh, no, you don't have to do that, Louise said. It's fine. No, it's not fun. You think that's funny? Yeah. Aunt Honey said as Constance got the phone. My sister's only child. Except Freddie, Aunt Gail said. All right, my sister's only child except Freddie, Aunt Honey corrected herself, has died. And I don't care if you ever talk to your brother again. You two are going to act civil this week. There's a lot to discuss, and he's going to get his fanny over here and discuss it. I know, it's so cute, right? The thought of having to be in the same room as Mark right after their fight made Louise feel lightheaded, but she didn't know how to stop Aunt Honey, so she watched helplessly as Constance dialed and put the phone in Aunt Honey's hand. I think you have a poopy diaper, huh? Should we change our poopy diaper? Let's see if we have a poopy diaper. Hold on. Or is it toots? Is it poops or toots? I can't tell. Should we go check? She's wiggling like it's poops. Let me go check so she doesn't have to be uncomfy. It sounds like we have poops. We'll be right back, and we're just gonna check. We're just gonna check real quick. That was me, not her. Mommy was wrong. It was just toots. Mommy was wrong. And she's sorry for being wrong. Oh, nectar of the gods coffee. Okay. Okay, let's get back to it then, huh? Since Mommy was wrong. Okay, where were we? Aunt Honey pressed the phone to one ear, and she held it for a long time. "Why is your brother such a dickhead?" Constance said under her breath to Louise, which made Louise feel better. "Mark!" Aunt Honey shouted. "That's right. You better pick up when I call. Don't you sweet talk me. Listen, no. Your sister..." You're okay. Yeah, you're okay. "Your sister is sitting across..." "No, I don't care. I don't care. You're going to get in your truck and you're going to drive over here because we have to plan their service." "You do not plan their service. You have not. You do that and you'll need to toss my dead body in the Mark. You get your fanny over here right now." Yeah, that's what Aunt Honey said. She said, "Get your fanny over here." Where are you trying to go? You trying to crawl away? But where? Where would you be crawling to? Where are we crawling to? You want to crawl out, out, out? Out, out, out? What's that sound for? What's that sound about? Why are you being a puppy dog? Why are we a puppy dog, huh? Why are we a puppy dog? She's got places to be, that's for sure. Oh, actually, I have an idea. Hold on, honey. Hold on, Mommy, I have an idea. What if you sit in your bouncer? Yeah, and then Mommy can bounce. Oops, sorry, you guys. She is crawling to her dad, yeah. What do you want to sit in your bouncer? Maybe you want to sit in your bouncer and we'll read and you'll bounce. Whoa. Whoa, is that nice or what? Oh, you're smiling. Do you want to bounce? Mommy will bounce you with her foot while we read, but I tipped them over. Is that nice? How do we feel? Yeah, we're bouncing. We're bouncing. Okay. All right, she's bouncing. A jasmine dress. That's exciting. Okay. Where are we? And then she hung up. All right, he's on his way. I don't know why he is acting like such a child, Constance said. Well, because that's exactly what he is, Mercy said, coming out of the kitchen with a bottle of wine and a bunch of iced tea glasses. He's 37 years old, and he still works in bars. Who ever heard of scattering your parents' ashes on the beach anyhow? Constance asked. People swim in that water. Mercy began filling the glasses way over the halfway mark. Children TT in that water too, Aunt Honey said, outraged. Fish do. Dogs do. It's a toilet bowl. Mother, Aunt Gail said, radiating disapproval. And Aunt Honey took a deep breath through her nose and she let it out. The one blessing in all this mess is that your mother is finally with Freddie, she said. Well, amen, Aunt Gail said. Everyone took a quiet drink. Uncle Freddie had been Louise's mother's brother, who stepped on a rusty nail barefoot when he was 5 years old, got lockjaw, and died. Her mom had been 7, and because of Uncle Freddie, Mark and Louise had never been allowed to go outside barefoot. I know, she's bouncing in her bouncer happy as a clam though, you guys. She's smiling, so. It was not an unhappy scream, it was just her, look at me, I'm beautiful scream. Oh, big yawn, that was a big yawn. They couldn't go outside barefoot ever. Even on the beach, their mom made them wear tennis shoes, even in the water. Now he was a wonderful child, Aunt Honey said. Friendly like you wouldn't believe, and smart. Oh, he was smarter at 5 than anyone in this room, and handsome too. Lord, cannons always made handsome boys. The girls have to make do. Thanks, Meemaw, Mercy said. If I show you a picture of Freddie, you certainly would agree, Aunt Honey said. And Louise knew what it was like to grow up in the shadow of a younger sibling who sucked up all the air. She'd always thought that
they should have made her and her mom closer. But whenever she tried to talk to her mom about Freddie, her mom changed the subject. "All right, who's writing the obituary?" Aunt Honey asked. "You gotta pay the paper if you want one more than those little itty bitty boxes that are really too small to read." What happened the night my parents died?" Louise asked Aunt Honey. Everyone watched Aunt Honey to see how she was going to handle this. "No, dwelling on it won't help," she rasped, sitting back in her chair. "Oh, it'll help me," Louise insisted. "I went by the house today. They left her purse on the counter, the TV on, and my dad's cane on the floor because they were in such a hurry to leave. So what happened?" "You don't need to be thinking about none of that," Aunt Honey said. Her mom's entire family couldn't discuss death. After Uncle Freddie died, the story went, Louise's grandmother gave away all his toys and clothes and then burned his pictures and made everyone swear never to mention him again. She said she couldn't raise one child while mourning another. According to Aunt Honey, it wasn't until she died that anyone even acknowledged Freddie had existed, and Louise would not live that way. "I need to know," she insisted. "She wants closure," Mercy said. "Me, Ma," Constance said in a warning voice. "All right, all I know," Aunt Honey said, finally outnumbered, "is that your mother called me Wednesday night in an uproar, and she said she had to take your father to the hospital because he was having some kind of attack." "What kind of attack?" Louise asked. "All I could make out was that your daddy had an attack, and she couldn't wait for an ambulance. I told her, 'Nancy, it's raining cats and dogs out there, and you've got no business in an automobile. You dial 911. "Was it his ankle?" Louise asked. "I think she said it was an attack," Aunt Honey said, confused for a moment. "I wish I'd argued harder about that EMS." "Meemaw," Mercy said, "you can't argue with someone when they're upset, especially Aunt Nancy." "Well, the next thing you know," Aunt Honey said, "your brother calls me and he tells me they've been in an accident." "Did he say anything about what the police said?" "Just that there had been an accident," Aunt Honey said, "and that was that." A silence spread through the living room. "What did your mother want to do about flowers?" Aunt Gail asked. "I don't know," Louise said, trying to make herself care about flowers. "They're gonna want gladioli," Aunt Honey pronounced. "Don't you think so, Gail?" "White lilies," Aunt Gail said. "I'll talk to Robert Wheeler. He did the arrangements for Mary Emma Cunningham's funeral, the ones with the little pineapples on them." They began then to talk about flowers and obituaries and who needed to be called, and Louise smelt small and safe, sipping on her wine, surrounded by these loud women who did everything for her. She marveled at how easy they were with one another and how they got along so unselfconsciously and how different they were from her and Mark. "Are y'all gonna sell that house?" Mercy asked, snapping her out of it. "Mercy!" Aunt Gail said. "It's what everyone's gonna ask," Mercy said. "Bless you. Prices around here are sky high. Meemaw could sell this pile and get $1 million easy." "Worldly possessions thou shalt not store up," Aunt Gail said. "I'm not selling the house, and neither is Louise," Aunt Honey said. "Well, it's her house," Constance said. "My sister would turn over in her grave," Aunt Honey said. "I'm only here for 2 weeks," Louise said, trying to head off the conflict. "I'm going to clean it out first, and then I'm going to decide what to do." "Your mother grew up in that house," Aunt Honey said. "That land belonged to your grandfather back when old Mount Pleasant was nothing but farms." "Do you need help with any of it?" Mercy asked, turning to Louise, and Louise couldn't tell if it was a real offer or a mandatory family gesture. "No, that's okay," Louise said. It's not that much stuff, but thank you." "Well, you let me know if there's anything that I can do," Mercy said. "And don't give Mark any of that money," Constance told her. "She's not selling it," Aunt Honey barked. "Well, it is the easiest thing to do, sell," Mercy said. "Money divides in two easier than real estate does. I've seen too many families tear themselves up over a house after someone dies." "You sell that house, and someone's going to tear it down and build some techie old mansion in its place," Aunt Honey said to Louise. "Is that what you want to happen to the place where you grew up?" We'll have to see what's in their wills first," Louise said, trying to change the subject. "The old village is changing," Mercy tried to explain. "Houses are going up whether we like it or not." "You want a passy? You want a little pacifier? Let's see if you'll take it. I highly doubt it, but let's try." "Yeah? Yeah? No, you're mad at me for even trying? Okay, I'll go back to bouncing. We'll go back to bouncing, sorry. My sister wanted that land to stay in the family, Aunt Honey said. Well, that's because it would increase in value, Mercy said. They should sell it before the bubble bursts. This is not an appropriate conversation, y'all, Aunt Gail wailed. Their bodies aren't even in the ground yet. Constance sat up straight. Mark's here, she said, and everyone stopped talking and looked at the front porch. Heavy steps shook the stairs as Mark came up, and Louise did not feel ready for this. She didn't want to see him so soon. She drained half her glass of wine. That helped. Hi, sweet girl. The bouncer is getting boring. Is bouncing getting boring? The screen door swung open and Louise saw Mark's shadow. She tried to compose herself. He knocked on the front door at the same time as he tried to open it. Hey, y'all, he said. Well, look who's here, Mercy said and ran over and gave him a hug. Aunt Gail followed, and so did Constance. Louise was astonished how quickly they could all shift gears. Yeah, I'm astonished too, sweet girl. Yeah, we're all astonished. Your mother was such an inspiration, Aunt Gail said, kissing him on the cheeks. Always doing, always active. Her ministry wasn't appealing to me, but hey, it suited her, and your father, he was a saint. Louise felt grateful that they were making him feel welcomed and getting him to lower his guard, giving her time to prepare. The three of them brought Mark over to the circle of chairs, and Mark leaned down and pecked Aunt Honey on the cheek. You're late, she grumbled. Mark nodded to Louise, and she nodded back. He sat on the sofa, taking Mercy's seat. You want some wine? Mercy asked. Yeah, a lot of wine, Mark said. And Mercy poured, and when Mark reached out to take his glass off the coffee table, his eyes stopped on the death certificate sticking out of Louise's bag. Louise saw him hesitate for a moment and then settled back and took a big gulp of his wine. She decided to rip the Band-Aid off. We should discuss what happened, she said, and Aunt Honey cut in. You talk too much, she said, and then she turned to Mark. Now I want to be real clear. You are not tossing your parents in the water. Mark raised his glass again, and they all watched his throat work. When he lowered it, the fight seemed to have all gone out of him. I'm not Louise, he said. I'm not going to fight with y'all. Your parents are going to have a service at Mount Pleasant Presbyterian the way your mother would have wanted, Aunt Honey said. She's going to be buried at Sturrs next to her brother and her parents, and then we're going to have a reception back here. A big funeral is nice for everyone, Aunt Gail said. Yeah, except for me, Mark said. I want to organize something special, you know, call the FCP. You had your chance and you blew it, brother, Constance said. You're going to put on a suit and you're going to come to that funeral and you're going to act normal. Mark looked down at his glass and he didn't say anything, but after a second he just shrugged. All right, fine, he said. Gail, Aunt Honey said, I need you to get your coffee or back from Lila Gibbons. I'll make ambrosia, Constance said. It's not a wedding, Aunt Honey said. No ambrosia. We'll do a pound cake, a fudge cake, and cookies. Well, how many people's it gonna be? Constance asked. Probably 100, but we'll know more tomorrow, Aunt Honey said. Gail, you call Lucy Miller and you gonna tell her we need 2 sandwiches, egg salad, and pimento cheese. But what are we all gonna eat? Mercy said. I'll fry chicken, Aunt Honey said. That's a lot of work, Mama, Aunt Gail said. Well, I'm not sending my niece and her husband away with something store-bought, Aunt Honey said. I would if Miss Mac was still around, but she long passed. Oh, her chicken was good, Aunt Gail said. Who was Mrs. Mac? Mark asked. Mrs. Mac was the lady downtown at the Piggly Wiggly where they put up those ugly condominiums, Aunt Honey explained. She worked in the deli department and she made the best fried chicken. No Charleston funeral used to be complete without a platter of Mrs. Mac's. It's the only store-bought that you could serve and still hold your head up high. I always liked Aunt Florence's chicken better, Mercy said. Florence cooked buttermilk chicken, Aunt Honey said. Mrs. Mac made country fried chicken. Louise did not understand what was going on. Were they really discussing the differences between different types of fried chicken cooked by 2 women who had died decades ago? She felt like she was not following the conversation. Mom made great fried chicken too, Mark said, and the room got really awkward. Pour me a little more of that wine, Aunt Honey told Mercy, and Constance checked her phone. Aunt Gail started to say something and decided there was nothing to say and took a sip of the wine instead. Mark forged ahead, oblivious. I always liked that it was different, he said, with the almonds in it and the Cajun spice. Was that a family recipe? What family? Louise thought. The Manson family? Their mom didn't have a feel for food. She approached her kitchen the way a bomb squad approached a ticking paper bag. She needed a timer to cook pasta, and her rice was always mushy or burned, and sometimes both at the same time. And her casseroles never came together. I know, it's crazy, right? But the Southern cult of motherhood insisted that she provide meals for her family, so she distracted everyone from her shortcomings by embracing exotic recipes that she had torn out of magazines. Mark and Louise grew up on greasy potatoes, zucchini pancakes that tasted like baking powder, and jet black chili spiked with chocolate sauce, salad splashed with blueberry vinegar, and banana-infused oil instead of wishbone dressing like everyone else. You want out now? You want out now? Yeah, you had enough of the bouncer? Have you had enough? You look like you're happy, though. You look happy. You want out? You want to huggle with Mama? Okay, okay. Okay, hold on. I'm coming. I'm getting you out. You just gotta let me get this out of the way. Oh, boo, boo, boo. Oh, boo, boo, boo. We have a hiccups. Oh, that's what it is. We have a hiccups. Oh, no, not the hiccups. Not the hiccups. Terrible. Mommy will feed you to get rid of the hiccups. Yes, she will. Yes. Don't worry. Don't worry. We're gonna hug and we're gonna have foodie so that you don't have hiccups. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We'll get rid of the hiccups right now. There it is. Yeah. That's the best way to get rid of the hiccups, huh? Just a little drink. Just a little drink will get rid of the hiccups. Okay, so while we're paused for this little drink break, I want to say I adore Louise and Mark's aunts and cousins. They're hilarious. This is a hilarious scene for sure. Yeah, you get rid of those hiccups, sweet girl. Yeah. Let's get rid of those hiccups, huh? Yeah. Okay, let's get rid of the hiccups. Let's get rid of the hiccups. Well, you gotta hold on for it to go away. Yeah. There you go. There you go. Slime time. Okay. All right. The angry face for me, Isabella. Okay, where were we? She tore out of magazines, wishbone dressing like everybody else. Women talked about their mothers cooking in quiet, tragic whispers that they reserved for someone dying of cancer. Your mother always marched to the beat of her own drummer, Aunt Honey said. Right? Mark continued, not letting go. I always thought it was cool when she brought sour cream cabbage or tuna curry casserole to Thanksgiving instead of that same old stuff. Louise looked at him, sticking up for their mom's cooking, and it struck her how close they must have been. He did theater like her. He lived in Charleston. He'd grown up with her puppets, which Louise had tried to always avoid. She wanted to offer him an olive branch because they shouldn't be fighting like this. Hey, Mark, Louise said, and everyone turned, grateful for the change of subject. You should organize the service. Lulu, Aunt Honey began. No, Louise said. Mark knows what Mom would have wanted better than the rest of us. He really should do it. If he thinks that she would want to be cremated, then they'll be cremated. If he has ideas about what Mom would want for the service, then he can plan it. My partner's reading one of the author's books to me today. Oh, that's exciting. Which one, Jen? Is it in the same world? I guess it would have to be, right? You have no more hiccups? You're all better? All better? All better. All better. All better. All better. No more hiccups. No more hiccups. All better. Oh, no screamies. No screamies. No screamies. No screamies. No screamies. Okay. Well, it is happening at the church, Aunt Honey insisted. Louise stood up. I've had a long day, so I think I'm going to go, she said, choosing to change the subject. She looked at Mark across the coffee table. Somewhere in his face, behind those bad tattoos and thinning hair and the jowls, she saw the little boy she grew up with. I don't need your pity chore, he said, incapable of lowering his guard. What? Oh, are you still hungry? I thought it was just for the hiccups. Okay. Okay, my puppet is upset. Yeah. Oh, my puppy. I thought yes, the puppy is upset. The Southern. Oh, yeah. That sounds like a good one. Is it good so far, Jen? My puppy is upset, huh? Is my puppy upset? The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. Wow, you're enjoying it? That's exciting. I love that your partner reads to you at night. That's pretty exciting for me. I don't need your pity chore, he said, incapable of lowering his guard. Well, you'll do it better than I would, she said. Good. Did you have your baby? Good night. Mark didn't know how to fight someone who wouldn't fight back, so Louise felt serene. Yeah, he said. Okay, cool. Stay for supper, Aunt Honey said, looking genuinely distressed that she was late. What, honey? It's right here. It's right here. You just got to drink it. Baby out. Stay for supper, Aunt Honey said, looking genuinely distressed that Louise was leaving. People have been dropping off food for 2 whole days. I've got cheese casserole I can heat up from the Methodists where they lay out the little cheese nips in the shape of the cross. I'm thinking I'm just going to call Poppy and go to bed, Louise said. I'll walk you out, Constance said, and they went down the stairs together and across the front yard. Up and down this block of Isle of Palms, rich Yankees and downtown lawyers had built hurricane-proof McMansions and hermetically sealed glass cubes, and in the midst of them, Aunt Honey's old beach house stood like a haunted mansion. One of the few original Isle of Palms houses that was left. It was an enormous pile of weather-beaten whiteboards with tin windows and awnings balanced on creosote, I don't know this word, creosote pilings over a yard that was mostly sand and cockleburrs. When she died, Louise thought, someone was just going to tear it down and build another McMansion on this lot. You really should let Mercy help you with that house, Constance said. No, it's fine, Louise said. It's really not that much stuff. I don't mean to clean it out. You know she's the biggest realtor in Mount Pleasant, right? She'll appraise it for you. That took Louise by surprise. In her mind, they were Aunt Gail's children, and any jobs that they had were play jobs. Well, what would she charge for something like that? Louise asked. Standing in the early evening gloom, Constance gave her a look. Lulu, we're family. She reached over and pulled Louise into a big hug, and Louise stiffened and tried to pull away. But Constance tightened her grip until Louise had no choice but to surrender, and all the strength drained out of her body, and for a moment she did let her cousin hold her up. After a minute, they pushed away from one another, and the two girls stood studying each other's faces. It's right here, sweet girl. It's right here. Yeah. Constance reached out and tucked a piece of Louise's hair behind her ear. Why hadn't Louise seen her cousins more? Why had she let her fall out of touch with these Amazons, these goddesses, these girls that were her family? Hey, are you okay? Constance asked. No, Louise said. I mean, yes, I don't know. I know things are tense with you and Mark, Constance said, but y'all don't want to split up over money. There's nothing to split up, Louise said. That ship has sailed. We both like our space. Well, you don't get space from family, Constance said. He's your brother. It's different for you and Mercy, Louise said. She's normal. Well, Mercy's a fruitcake, Constance said. I once wore a magnet in my underpants for 2 weeks to make her happy because she told me it would realign my electrical field. Mark's no weirder than the rest of this family. That took Louise by surprise. She didn't think of her family as weird. People thought her family was weird. I don't think we're weirder than any other family, she said. Oh, trust me, Constance said. You guys are definitely weirder. They're weirder, honey. Did you hear that? Constance thinks that they're weird. I like Constance. I think she's funny. I think Constance, Mercy, Gail, and Aunt Honey are phenomenal. That was one of my favorite chapters so far, just because they're so fun to speak as. I love doing their accents. They crack me up. They crack me up, sweet girl. Okay, so what's our plan for today? Let's talk through our plans. First thing we have to know is that restock is going to be on Thursday because that won overwhelmingly in the vote, huh? Yes, overwhelmingly, almost 50%, which is crazy when there's 6 choices. to have a 50%. It was 48%, but that's still really close. We might have a slime live today. Videos have been going up. Yes, we'll be shipping stuff today, and a whole bunch of other things. You know, we'll have a lot of orders going to the post office today, but the restock will be then. So keep an eye out for the March playlist if you want to see the slimes that are going to be available. We have a very sleepy bean here. That is the whole kit and caboodle. There's a lot of polls up on Patreon right now. There'll be more going up today, so if anyone wants to do those, yes, Frankenslime is on the way. What else? School, therapy, family visiting, slime restock, busy, busy, busy. Yes, very busy, busy, busy. Your family's visiting? Which part of your family's visiting? We're doing our best, guys. I'll probably be working again late tonight. Maybe if I have to work at midnight again tonight, I'll just go live at midnight. But who knows? Who knows? That would be weird to go live at midnight. I have to be quiet when it's midnight because she has to sleep. But anyway, the videos that you're gonna see today, literally, I'm not joking. Oh, Deborah's sister. Which one? Doesn't she have more than one? Guys, I'm gonna post 4 videos today of slimes that are gonna be in the restock. All of those videos were filmed at midnight. That's not a joke. It's 2 a.m. for you when it's midnight. Yeah, I was up at midnight filming videos, blah, blah, blah. You have the weirdest people in here that I know it would be weird. But anyway, someone is falling back asleep, which is great. Get your normal nap time, honey. Okay, either way, I'll see you guys. Well, now if I get a notification, you're like, yeah, it might be real. I mean, yeah. Okay, I will see you guys later. Look out for more videos and more polls about this month's class, etc. and so on. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Send me good vibes for sleep for this little nugget. All right. More later.